Bashers! Hey, everybody. Welcome to Dirk Weekdays, whatever Wednesdays. It is the day where you decide what we talk about. Basically, let's see who's in the room. Andrew Wolkowicz, always starting out each and every episode. Whatever floats your boat this Wednesday. That's right. As long as you remember to upvote, share, and subscribe. The number one cheerleader on this channel, I have to say that, Andrew, I'm going to single you out for just being a stand up fella, and you get up. Thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate it. How you guys all doing today? I must admit to feeling a little down today. You know, it's up and down with the stuff. You know, it just happens. Basically, because all the cards I sent out are mostly being received, and I'm getting a lot of emails from people, texts and stuff. Seems like all the stuff I sent to Europe pretty much got there already. And you know, when you revisit things, it just tends to sting a little bit. And, you know, while I'm doing markedly better, at the same time, it's just it's kind of crap, you know. Yesterday's shenanigans with having the Department of Buildings here, it's just compiling. And it's just like, I wonder, like, what did I do in a past life? You know, I try to be a kind person, as you guys pretty much are well aware of. I do my best to do right by people and be helpful and kind and all that stuff, you know. And then there's evil people in the world, and this is just this amount of evil is just so it seems insurmountable, you know. So she got another violation. She got it from the DOB. So I'm gonna have to go into court with that in my pocket now and just, you know, state my case and stuff. I'm not gonna dwell on that because it's boring. I want to talk about you guys. Easy E is here and he says, please upvote bastards, mooks, and kooks. Yes, helps Dirkus Maximus out greatly. It does indeed. Yesterday was show and tell, all the wonderful gifts and letters and amazing things that you guys have bestowed upon me. I'm honored gratefully. Al Benedetti, hello, upvoted here in Cleveland. Cleveland rocks. People always ask why the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is in Cleveland. And I believe, if I'm correct, that it is because of a very famous DJ whose name escapes me for the moment, but he's like one of the most famous DJs who started playing rock and roll music. So I think rock and roll was born technically in Cleveland, even might have been made there. It was first exhibited to the public. Let me Google that guy's name real fast. First DJ. First rock and roll DJ. What was his name? First rock and roll. I wrote RR thinking I'm really cool. Rock and roll DJ. Alan Freed. Yes, that's the guy's name. You guys probably already came up with it already. Yeah, you did. You can't bash the bastards. Holy mackerel. It's Alan. That's correct. So I think that's why. So when people want to know, rock and roll was born in Cleveland. And there you are. Nick Sista says, good evening, all. Good evening, Nick. Carolyn Martin says, my. That's mysterious, Carolyn Martin. It's the girl with the wrench. The girl that's like Rosie the Riveter. I hope the stream goes well tonight because I had a big battle on the phone with my internet provider, which is Spectrum, and I have the biggest package that they have. And unfortunately, they don't have like commensurate streaming, like download. My download is a gigabit, and my upload is like supposed to be 35, and I've been getting less than that. So I had some staggering yesterday. I called them up, and I tried a bunch of different configurations. I was on the phone with Ush trying to figure that out, and I just rebooted everything, and I paused all my Wi-Fi crap. I'm not on Wi-Fi. Hopefully that fixes it, but I thought I needed to get a better router, but I went directly, and it didn't work. Anyway, that's boring shit. Let's just hope it works. Andrew's home. Hey, let's all iBash live. Better with you, my community. Yes, it is your community and deal. And look, it's the beautiful and lovely Michaela de Chatillon. I need some common sense Dirk talking about. I don't know how good I am at that right now, but I love seeing you in the room, and I love doing our show together because I think you're just a ray of sunshine, and a beautiful one at that. Ray, 7 thumbs up. Happy with that. I owe you an email. You'll have it the second after the show. I got an email from you, and I sorted it out. That's all I'll say. And give the big guy an email too, because, you know, he was like, you know, call him. Angelo Minichello, good evening. Buonasera. Dean says, hey, Dirk. Carolyn Martin says, Michaela, you and I need the same. Well, I hope I can provide that today. I'm trying to be a little bit more upbeat. It's just today I was just getting inundated with, Jer O'Malley, the matriarch of the O'Malley family. She wrote me a lovely email with a picture of the cards I sent out. And yeah, she just gets me, that woman. I just adore her so much, and her kindness is just so overwhelming to me, and I love it. Scotty H, Lord H says, hello, bastards. That's funny how that sticks. Richard Petrus here. He says, good evening. Talk Dirk to me. I will do my best. Just want to get everybody in the room. Say hi. Hey, Dirk. Saying happy vibes. Me too. Carlos Paggi. Hey, Dirk. Hey, from Banbury. Chin up, mate. Yeah, I'm trying to do what I can. Michaela says, Carolyn, especially after a certain stream I watched last night. Shit. I'm so bad at watching the streams. I was watching Palm Royale, is that what it's called? The Kristen Wiig thing. It's really dishy and stupid, but it's really beautifully shot. And Kristen Wiig is the Lucille Ball of this generation. This woman is just a comedy powerhouse. Not only that, she's beautiful, and she makes all these funny contorted faces, but she truly is an absolutely gorgeous woman. And she is funnier than hell. And how she spits some of the stuff out of her mouth and doesn't crack up at every take, I don't know. Oh boy, I'm curious now. Michaela, my head exploded during that stream. We're talking about Tim, right? Somebody send me an email or just elaborate in the chats, and that'd be fine. Andrew says, my worst enemy tends to be the darkness of my own memory. Blue skies and sunshine are good for morale. They sure are. It is shitty here. It's cold. It's gray. It's about to rain like hell. And it's not going to rain hellfire like it should on a certain person next to me. Let's see who else is in the room. Duson Lewis here. I didn't say that. It's Combs there. Hey man, you have the biggest package. I have the all right, make me laugh. That's good. I like a good laugh. I have the biggest package according to Spectrum. Spectrum is my internet provider here in the United States of America. I'm assuming, Colm, you're in Ireland. You guys are all going the same thing. I never said that. Good afternoon, Dirk. It's Damian Griffiths. Hey, Damian. Hey, the second one, right? Good afternoon, Dirk from California, just starting work. Got you in my ears listening to your stream. Well, welcome. And it's Ray with a bunch of hearts and prayers and stuff. And Easy E with $5. You deserve a nice frosty beverage of the alcoholic nature, brother. I had one last night, but it wasn't frosty. But you get... Hang a gong, get it on. T-Rex, later done by the Power Station, who I saw 5 times live. And Robert Palmer never performed with them live. They had a guy named Michael DeBar because Robert Palmer was working on a record that became Riptide, which was the monster 10 million seller, and just catapulted him into the stratosphere of cool. Does everybody remember Robert Palmer? He started out kind of as like an indie artist and had these really cool what's it called? Jack and you guys will know. Is it Jack? I remember he had so many great songs, and then he had the big Simply Irresistible, and that was actually not even on that record. It was with all the girls and the guitars and stuff. Anyway, he knew after having hits with the Power Station that he was going to be enormous. Yeah. Andrew says every Irish mime I've ever met put you in a put out you are safe with them vibe. Oh yeah, that's good. I can read English. Every Irish mom I've ever met put out a you are safe with them vibe, and that's the truth. 2 Cent Lou says that Robert Palmer smoked like crazy and drank like crazy and probably did blow like crazy and wound up sitting on a beach and having a massive heart attack. So, but you know what? He did it. I think he died at the Ritz-Carlton. I think he went out in style. He was probably wearing a Brioni suit, and he was probably decked. He probably had an ascot on and a glass of champagne. That was a guy that really, 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 really knew how to live it up. It's a shame because he was fantastic. Le Carré says that he was the Falco of the UK. Where was Falco from? Wasn't Falco putting on the Ritz? Wasn't that who he was? I think it's funny. Ray Ray says, "Love when you talk turkey." I'm going to talk turkey to you, Ray Ray. I'm going to do it. It's terrible. Oh, he was from Austria. Oh, well, that makes sense, doesn't it? Because there used to be a sketch on Saturday Night Live, and it was called Dita. And he was, I think, supposed to be some, kind of abstract arts curator. And it was a hilarious skit. And I think it was probably based on him because he wore like a black turtleneck and spoke like this. Now we dance. Very funny shit. Oh, his real name is, look at this, everything. Hans Hotzel was his original name. Wow. Well, Falco certainly not a real name, is it? That's funny. And there's a musical now, you say, in Vienna. Wow. My niece might be out of there by now, but she went to Vienna for her birthday. And I'm very excited because everybody should go there because it's a kind of European beauty that people envision, but until you experience it. I remember we played there in the 90s. We played all over the place. And then we got to I remember getting to the border and somebody in my band goes, "I thought we were going to Austria because it says Österreich." And I was like, "That is Austria." And we got to Vienna, and I remember just thinking, "Wow, this is the most elegant place I've ever seen." It is just truly, it was clean, and just absolutely beautiful. I loved it. Yeah, Easy says Ralph Lauren's real name was Lipschitz. Yeah, it was Ralph Lipschitz. There's a lot, real names are funny, when you find out people have real names. Sheen's real name is Laszlo. That's the song I was trying to think of. Why couldn't I think of Addicted to Love? What a great song. You're gonna have to face it. You're addicted. It was one of those records sounded unbelievable. They were done here in New York at a studio called the Power Station, which was really big. Now it's owned by the School of Visual Arts. So luckily it still exists. Giant room. I believe Asheen did some scoring there at some point. One of the biggest rooms in New York where you could, get real acoustic instruments to sound amazing. The art of the studio is gone now. Everything's a sim. Remember that game, The Sims, where you'd make a family and somebody be a murderer and all that stuff? But back in the day, in order to get a great sound, you would have to run a microphone through a room that was tiled, and then there'd be a speaker on the other side. And you'd run the speaker, and then there'd be a microphone on the other side, and it would capture the natural reverb of the room. And these are called reverb chambers. Now it's all digital, but like everything in recorded music, it's all simulated. So we've lost these beautiful organic techniques, and I waxed on way too much about it last night. But it's true. Like those records at the Power Station were absolutely mad. The drum sounds, the bass, it's just so beautifully recorded. I don't know if anybody, is making records or trying to make records anymore in the old-fashioned way, because like I said last night, there's a visceral way that music hits you. It's like when you listen to an old opera recording or an old classical recording and you hear all the humanity and all the instruments and all the headroom. You hear all the air. It's the stuff, they say it's not what you hear, it's what you don't hear. Well, that's true too. You hear this ambience that's just so lost because now we have to kind of fake it and say, oh, the singer's in a medium room made out of wood. There's actually things like drop down menus. One wall's wood, one wall's steel, one wall's glass, and you can configure it to make it simulate it. And while it does an approximation of that, it's not the real thing. But that's a shame. What a unique singer he was, Robert Palmer. Just a trailblazer, completely. Does anybody remember the name of that song? Jack and I'm gonna Google it. Hold on. Robert Palmer singles. Let's see. Oh, Bad Case of Loving You. That was a big song. And when I was a kid, Johnny and Mary. That was the song. God, Bad Case. Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you. Remember that one? That was a big one. He had a lot of hits before the Riptide album. A lot of huge hits. Jack and Diane. That's funny. Little ditty about Jack and Diane, two American kids growing up. I love John Mellencamp. John Mellencamp started out as Johnny Cougar, and the labels tried to shape him into like this kind of heartthrobby, kind of rebel without a cause, leather jacket and cigarette. Talk about a guy who smokes. That guy had a heart attack, and he lit up a cigarette when they put him in the EMT truck. He said, I forgot my cigarettes. I think he's had like 4 heart attacks, and he's smoking his brains out. Yike. I don't know what the reference is to What We Do in the Shadows. That's that great movie. Did they use any of his music in there? It's funny. Al Benedetti said his first show was Johnny Cougar. My sister-in-law worked at Mercury Records, and she was obsessed with Johnny Cougar. And then he became John Cougar Mellencamp, and then finally he for this album called The Lonesome Jubilee, which is a masterpiece. Paper and Fire, so many good songs on that. He had Scarecrow, that was a big record. American Fool, that was his big breakthrough, I think, as John Cougar Mellencamp. I don't think the Johnny Cougar thing went very far, like maybe 2 records, maybe. Then he was John Cougar Mellencamp. Finally, he was just Mellencamp. And he's a farm boy. He's from Indiana, I believe. Indiana. And just he started Farm Aid. We had such great American music during the 80s and 70s, 80s. I mean, the 70s belonged to the Brits, didn't it? But American music in the 80s was fantastic. And then the 90s just kind of left me cold. Oh, it was in reference to Laszlo. Yeah, What We Do in the Shadows is great. I love that name. I don't know. The 90s for me was kind of just like, meh. I wasn't in love with anything in the 90s. Like, what's your favorite music from the 90s? What was the 90s? Like, people say Nirvana and Pearl Jam and Soundgarden and the Smashing Pumpkins. I'll never forget a funny conversation I had with Emmett. It's blah, 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 blah. The Smashing Pumpkins, no reaction from me. And then blah, blah, blah. I said, I'm not really into them. And he goes, you don't like the Smashing Pumpkins? And I was like, no, I don't. I think his voice I like him. I think he's an artist. I love hearing interviews with him. His Rick Beato thing was really, really good. But his music just doesn't do it for me. Because he's got that sound. It might be, unique or something, but just, I don't know. I have a very, very, I'm off-put, I should say, to be kind. I'm off-put by strange voices. I like good singers. I don't like any of this. The other day, I'm cooking something. I'll get into what I'm making right now. It's rising, and I think it's working out really well. Paul had TV on. He wasn't paying attention, but The Voice came on. Now, you guys know the show The Voice. It's big all over the world. At one point, we knew 2 people on it. We knew Amanda Brown, who was then Colin from Mr. North's girlfriend. Beautiful girl, great singer. She did like Dream On and stuff. And she was great. I think she made it to like number 6. She should have won the thing. But he had it on. And I couldn't believe how shitty it was. First of all, I heard auto-tune on these singers. So now here's a singing competition where they actually implement pitch correction on singers. Why are we doing that? And the other thing was like everybody's going, all this riffing and stuff. Isn't that so late 80s, early 90s? Aren't we so bored with all that shit? Like Christina Aguilera, who did it ad nauseum, has I heard somebody say this once, and it was so apropos. She's got an amazing instrument, but she's a terrible singer. Meaning she's got like the most incredible instrument, but she just really doesn't know how to implement it. Now, she did at one point, and I won't get into that, but she made this record where it was like all big band and swing and the Andrews Sisters and really terrific. Candyman and Ain't No Other Man. She just sang the shit out of stuff. That girl could sing anything. She's an incredible vocalist. But like her pop stuff is just so blah. But it's interesting. Okay, you guys say, Vasilius says Oasis and Blur. Okay. Mark says Jane's Addiction. Dave says, I'm different. OMD, Erasure, Pet Shop Boys, New Order. Okay. I mean, out of all that, I mean, I like the Pet Shop Boys a lot, and I love Erasure. I love Andy Bell. I mean, wow, I think he's a genius. What a singer. I mean, he sounds exactly like Alison Moyet, but who cares? Travis says that the Smashing Pumpkins, I was a much bigger fan then than I am now. Yeah, I don't know what it was about them. It did nothing. For me, I mean, I thought Jimmy Chamberlain was great. I thought the band was good. Just his voice just irritated me. Ray says, Dirk, favorite Prince track, vocals and guitar, vocals of yours gladly accepted. Oh, no, never. Favorite Prince track. It's funny. My favorite Prince track of all time is from an album called Graffiti Bridge, and it's a movie that nobody went to see, and it's an album I don't think anybody really bought. But the single was called "Thieves in the Temple," but that's not my favorite song. My favorite song on that album is called "The Question of You," and maybe Sometimes It Snows in April. I love Prince, and how could you not? Even some of his records, like Crystal Ball, that people didn't really gravitate towards. I just think was consistently great, except for maybe the Batman soundtrack, which is silly. But it was 1989, and music was in a transition, and who cared? When it comes to all of this Britpop, I'm gonna say Pulp because I love him. I just think he's cunty and fun, and I just think that they were so cheeky and delicious. So out of all that shit, I would say Pulp. However, admission, and all my friends know that I'm a huge Robbie Williams fan. I think that him and Guy Chambers crafted some of the greatest pop. It is so good. The melodies are so great. The arrangements, the songwriting, strings for days, just beautiful stuff. I love most of his solo work, especially, well, really only the stuff he did with Guy Chambers, because they broke up for a little while. And he was friends with the guys in Oasis, and then they had a falling out famously. We're going to get into fisticuffs and all that kind of shit. And, I just think it was jealousy because, they were so big, and then he exploded. I mean, Robbie Williams is now the bigger, more successful in England than Elton John. He is the highest selling solo artist in British history. And he was never sold a single record in the United States. Nobody cared about. No one even knows who he is. They think it's Robin Williams. They don't have any idea. But his "Sing When You're Winning" album is my favorite. The one that he's got kids with Kylie, and Road to Mandalay, and I just love that record. Rock DJs on that, and Better Man, great song. I love it. I think he's great, and he's a fun frontman. And he can sing, and he can perform, he can dance, and he's a cheeky little monkey. Yeah, I love him. I've never seen him live. Michael R says you've seen him live. I would love to. He does like little residencies in Las Vegas, and I guess he's coming back again. So I guess it worked out. Robbie's just, he just caught he was, he caught the zeitgeist. He just was in the right place at the right time. He was more accessible and funnier. I liked his last record, The Heavy Entertainment Show. Him and Guy back together, Party Like a Russian, Heavy Entertainment Show. So many great songs on that record. It was like a real return to form. And I think he's an interesting character too. He's from Stoke-on-Trent. And here's a great trivia question. Don't Google it, okay? Does anybody know Robbie Williams is from Stoke-on-Trent, and he grew up on a street where another famous rock star grew up until he was around 13, and then he moved. Does anybody know who that is? I'll give you a couple of seconds to come up with that. Don't Google it, because you'll be very surprised if you don't know, because it's very interesting, because no one thinks of this guy as being British, and he is. No, it's not Jimmy Page. I should have used this as a trivia question. Melly C got it right off the top. Slash from Guns N' Roses is from Stoke-on-Trent, and he's from the same block. Like there's a little bit of an age difference, but not much. I think Slash is 58 and Robbie's like 52, right? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Slash. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, no, people just don't think of Slash as being, they think of him as the quintessential American blues guitar player. And what a fucking monster player he is. I mean, come on. Even if you don't like Guns N' Roses, you got to love Slash. That guy's just insane. You know, Emmett and I talk about him ad nauseum. Oh, yeah. Mark brings up a funny comment. Current neighbor. Yeah. So, you know, these grade 2 listed houses, these incredibly historic British homes have some kind of citation that you can't mess with them or whatever. And Robbie bought the house right next to Jimmy Page. And Jimmy's lived there since like 1970 or 71, whenever he made his money. So he bought this beautiful kind of abbey-like mansion, and Robbie was doing all these renovations, like building an underground pool and a bowling alley. And Jimmy Page and him got into a big fight. And they've been in court like it's like, you know, him and my neighbor, except Jimmy Page is fucking cool. Melly C says that Robbie's 50. He was born. Oh, that's true. Born 74. There's only one of me single-handedly raising the economy. Ain't no chance of the record company dropping me. People ask me, do I care for? I don't know. Yeah, probably. I didn't want to say that word. I've been looking for serial monogamy, not some guy that looks like Billy Connolly. But for now, I'm into ornithology. Come on now. Come follow me. I like to drink it up. I love it. I like to stink it up. He sleeps with that stupid top hat on. I wonder why. You know, Slash, here's another piece of trivia. You know, Slash is a pacemaker. Too much blow. That's what happens when the rock stars hang out on Sunset and do too much blow. You need a pacemaker. That sucks. Arnold Schwarzenegger got one the other day. But Slash has had one for about 10, 15 years. Long time. Mark says Jimmy will put a spell on him. Yeah, he's into all of that. Aleister Crowley. Well, he was, because you see him now, and now, you know, he's not on heroin anymore, and he hasn't been for a long time. Now, when you see him, he's eloquent. And is he Sir Jimmy Page yet? Or has anybody in Led Zeppelin been knighted? I don't think so. Dean says it's a bit of a giveaway, Dirk, when Slash album is made in Stoke. I don't know what that means, but when Slash album is made, did he make an album in Stoke? Did he do that? I don't know. Is anybody in Led Zeppelin a Sir? Is it Sir Jimmy Page or Sir Robert Plant or Sir John Paul Jones? Sir John Paul Jones has a certain ring to it, doesn't it? I don't think so. Well, it's funny who does get CBEs. Okay, Commander of the British Empire. Commander of the British Empire. All of these, you know, Sir Brian May, Sir Elton John, Sir Tom Jones. And who's the dick? Who's the Irish dickhead that got the Sir and uses it? Somebody, you know, weird. Who has stuck on a sheen about it? Somebody. You're not supposed to if you're Irish, obviously, and you shouldn't. You know, but I know Van Morrison has it because he's from Northern Ireland, and that makes sense. Sir Bob Geldof. You're from, you know, how is that possible? Yeah, thanks, Colm. Yeah, it's Bob Geldof. Fucking don't know, sir. No, sir. Oh boy. Heroin has a price to pay. Yeah, well, Jimmy did a lot of that stuff. I think Robert Plant was just into like brandy and cigarettes, and John Paul Jones, as far as I know, kept it. He was a clean teen. And of course, you know, the dearly departed John Bonham did everything. They said he had 14 quadruple vodkas in his system when he died. And he had just come from rehearsal. How do you play and have 14 quadruple vodkas in you? I don't know. Dean with the 199 super sticker. Yeah. And also, you know, like 2000 was an interesting year. That's when Sing When You're Winning came out, and that's when All That You Can't Leave Behind came out. And I don't know if you guys are U2 fans. Dean with another super sticker. You're crazy. Thank you so much for that. Heck, let's give you a different one. Let's give you the Thank you so much, Dean. What was that? Oh yeah, All That You Can't Leave Behind came out. I remember buying both of those records at the same time. And because in America we had The Ego Is Landed, which was like a Robbie Williams compilation of I've Been Expecting You and Life Through a Lens, because those weren't released in America. And I remember it had a lot of great stuff, like Angels on it, No Regrets, all that stuff. And I remember loving it. And then All That You Can't Leave Behind came out, and I bought both records the same day. And I remember thinking the U2 record was a masterpiece. And I just couldn't stop listening to that record. Walk On being my favorite song on that record. And finally, I got around to Sing When You're Winning, and that's absolutely hands down my favorite Robbie Williams album. That and maybe Escapology after that. And that's the end of him and Guy, because they did one song. Dean's killing us with the super stickers. Hey, you rock. Let's just talk British shit. Here you go. And let's gotta mix it up though. Dean, British money, British chat. Oh, Me and My Monkey. That's Paul's favorite Robbie Williams song. I mean, it's a real story song. Great song. Me and My Monkey. Oh, that's a great one. Yeah, that's on Escapology. What's the one that he wrote with other people and then Guy Chambers got upset? Come Undone. That's a great tune. It's a shame that it created such a rift between the two of them, because it's an amazing song. You know, like, listen, he should have just been like gracious and said, "Oh wow, you wrote that with some other people. Wow, it's really good," because he did produce it. But then that was the end of them for like 15 years, 12, 15 years. They didn't make music together. They finally, the ice thawed, and his records weren't very good after that. Intensive Care was not a great record. And then was Radio Killed the Video Star. That had some good moments on it. I liked some of it. And there was a Guy Chambers song on there that was rehashed, and it was the best song. But then he did the Heavy Entertainment Show, which is a great, great, great album. Feel is a great song. Yeah. I remember years and years and years ago, Ush was dating a girl, and he goes, "You know that Robbie Williams song that's on the HBO ad? Do you have a copy of that?" It was Feel. And I said, "What do you think?" He goes, "It's good." Because, they don't like that guy. They grew up in Ireland. They had to deal with Take That, and Take That's never had a career in the United States. I don't think they've ever toured here, and I don't think they ever needed to, because they were so big worldwide. Who doesn't love Gary Barlow and the other boys? But it's weird how, like, One Direction became so big here, and Harry Styles is so shit compared to Robbie and Gary. I mean, he's cute and everything, but who cares? Who cares? Who cares? I don't care. I just never really got. He played 15 nights at Madison Square Garden, sold them all out. Sold out Madison Square Garden for, like, I liked that Sign of the Times song. I thought it was good. That's an amazing song. Oh, they say forever stop today. All the lonely hearts in London drove a plane and flew away. And all the best women are married, and all the handsome men are gay. You feel deprived. Yeah. That's an amazing song. And I believe that's sample from from I Will Survive, right? Millennium, they used the James Bond sample, and very interesting. The 90s used a lot of sampling in clever ways, whereas now it's just stealing. And that's really nuts. Do you think Feel is a heroin song, Michael R? I mean, he never did heroin. He said he did everything but, because he was really, really big into coke and weed and pills and booze. Robbie had a serious problem with was really crazy. He's like, he did that Swing album at the Royal Albert Hall, and it's impeccable. It's impeccably sung, impeccably performed. Guy Chambers is there with the orchestra, and you just see Robbie like pounding Silk Cut before he goes out on stage. Like, he's like must chain smoke like 4 Silkies like right beforehand. I'm like, you fucker. Unbelievable. Yeah, you can't help but singing that now, right? That's a great one. Supreme's an amazing song, and the production of it. Talk about studios. When he did his Swing record, here's class. They went to Capitol Studios in LA, which is rumored to be closed forever. Now they say they're renovating it, but somebody I know who knows somebody said, nope, it's done. I'm like, how could you close Capitol Studios? Because nobody wants to spend the money. But Robbie went in there and got all of the surviving members of Sinatra's band and all those people, and then his chart arranger and all these people, and he made that swing record. That swing record, by the way, is fantastic. Then he did a second one, which was good. It was not as good as the first one, but and the second, sequels are never as good. And he had a really great Little Green Apples duet with Kelly Clarkson, who's such a gorgeous singer. And she used Ozempic, right? Because I saw her on TV yesterday, and she is rake thin. I mean, she looks gorgeous, but she definitely got on the phone and was like, "Oh, hey, Adele. Listen, what did you do exactly?" Because, Adele lost a quadrillion. People forget how big Adele was. She was a very, very big girl at one point, like Chasing Pavement and all that stuff when those first records came out. Whatever she did, that magic drawer or whatever, it's got to be like, we have this theory that she and I actually talked about it. She probably got the Ozempic before anybody because she lost that weight so fast, and everybody's like, "Oh, it's amazing." But Kelly Clarkson is rake thin now. And she looks gorgeous and still sings her ass off. Usually when heavyset people lose a ton of weight, they don't sing as well. Case in point, Maria Callas, the great opera diva. Not my favorite. I think she's a misclassed vocalist. She's classed as a coloratura. I don't think so. I think she was probably a mezzo, and she kind of fucked it all up. But when she lost weight, she lost the gravity of the gravitas in her voice. Something happened along the way. Not my favorite opera diva. I'm more of a Montserrat Caballé guy and Beverly Sills and a lot of people like that. That's a whole other thing. But you guys probably all know that. Andrew says, I smoke 2 packs a day. If I'm drunk, I chain smoke a pack in an hour. That's a lot of cigarettes. That's an awful lot. Easy says, was listening to a ton of YouTube videos of BB King and Stevie Ray Vaughan at Royal Albert Hall. I've never stepped foot in that building, and man, I have just never been there. And that's probably the most beautiful interior of a concert hall I've ever seen. And I live in New York. Carnegie Hall, it's boring. It's like a white room. It's like a square white room. It just looks like something where they might have signed the Declaration of Independence. It doesn't feel musical. Apparently it sounds good. Okay, I've been there many times. I think it sounds okay. I've been to Avery Fischel Hall, which is now called David Geffen Hall. I've been to the Met, all those places, and those kind of have like a 70s, 60s chic to them. But when you see Royal Albert Hall, a Radio City Music Hall is maybe up there as one of the most beautiful buildings interior-wise. It's absolutely gorgeous. Can I sing Queen of the Night? No. My friend Kelly can, though. Kelly, a friend of mine, is an opera singer, and I went to see her do Queen of the Night, and it was absolutely incredible. She was doing a couple of little arias here and there, and she did it at a church in Forest Hills, and it was beautiful. That's a famous piece that ruined a million singers because people are trying to get up there, and it's pretty impossible. So now, yeah, Chris on the Upper East Side says you're right about Carnegie. It's just not a great looking room. It's like, it's a historic room and all that shit, and that's fine. But it's not a great looking room. Many years ago, I think I'm sure I've said this on the show. I missed out on the Kate Bush residency at the Hammersmith Odeon, which is called something else now. And I was like, why didn't she do it at the Royal Albert Hall? Why not? Because Earl's Court is gone for all my British bastards out there. There's no more Earl's Court, right? And did they knock it down? Because Earl's Court was so famous for all these the early Queen gigs. Like Freddie's like, darlings, we're playing the Earl's Court. We've arrived, darling. We used to play the Rainbow, and apparently that's gone. And I remember passing it a bunch of times, and I haven't been in London in about 4 or 5 years. I mean, I've been there through the airport, but not in London town. Oops, sorry about that. Um, oh, you saw Big Audio Dynamite at the Albert Hall. Yeah, I mean, I would imagine that there's a great. They have a lot of classical programs going on there, but like I would have loved to have seen that "Sing When You're Winning" thing. That would have been amazing. Uh, Le Carré says, if you like opera, you might want to listen to Tarja Turunen. Her songs are not boring. I'm not that familiar with her, but I will look her up as I do. All your suggestions. It's really, really fun. No, I didn't. Look. I'm wearing sleeves, and I didn't bang the watch. I banged my palm. So no, notes, and there's no scratches. So Chris Ray at Earl's Court. Is it Earl's Court's gone? Who's British in the room? Come on, I know I got Brits here. I know. Dean's here, right? Is Earl's Court gone? I think it is. I don't want to get in trouble with the wristwatch bang, but today I didn't mean to not be showcasing the Milgauss. But it's just I'm wearing this shirt and it's actually kind of cold in here because everybody's favorite landlord has never put the heat on the whole winter. We were putting space heaters on for Laverne. I used to have the space heater for her on the coffee table, so when she was sleeping on the couch, because it was just too cold in here. But more of that crap. Melly C saw Grace Jones. Oh, Earl's Court is sadly gone. Oh shit, it is gone. She saw Grace Jones at the Royal Albert Hall. I would love to go there. I should just look up to see who's playing there and then go visit my niece and go to a show there. Why not, right? Wear wristband like Dave Katz. Yeah, I might. My good buddy Cecilia Bartoli, Cecilia, right? That's how you would say it. Cecilia. Yeah, is it Cecilia Bartoli? Is she your friend? Do you actually know her? Yeah, she's amazing. I think most people, it's like most men are baritones. Most. But, you get the odd tenor here, there, and everywhere. And a lot of the rock singers, are technically baritones that they're just pushing it and cultivating their mixed voice or their head voice so you can get to the crazy stuff. I mean, like Robert Plant and guys like that. I mean, Ian Gillan, probably baritones, but they just learned how to hit all the, the high crazy F sharps and A's and all that stuff, all the stuff that, the screamy metal stuff. 2015, it was demolished. How did that happen? Does that thing happen in Europe? Was it just not architecturally? Because it did look like a big cement kind of wall. So I don't know if it was historical or historic in any way. I'll have to Google that after the show. I'd go see Grace Jones anywhere, man, because I just think she's a genius. Mark says, do you watch JCM Led Zepp docs on YouTube? JCM. I don't know what that stands for. First class. What does that mean, JCM? I mean, look, I think I've admitted that I'm not the biggest Zeppelin fan in the world. Hold your horses. I love Led Zeppelin, of course. How could I not? They're just not in my pantheon of favorites. Mostly because I'm just not a Robert Plant guy, and I love everybody in that band. It just, yes, it moves me. A lot of it does, but it's just not in my top 5 of stuff. And I totally get it. For me, it's Presence. That's my favorite Led Zeppelin record. I just love that album. Hot's on for Nowhere, Royal Orleans, Achilles' Last Stand. That record just destroys me. So that is a record I love. Like people love to say I love Physical. I love the first record. It's got the one beat everybody fucks up. Good Times, Bad Times. No one plays that right. Jason plays it right. But yeah, it's just I'll watch the documentary on them. I loved the Hammer of the Gods, and I love hearing about Led Zeppelin when they toured and stuff like that. A lot of very interesting. I mean, they were pioneers. They kind of didn't they invent arena rock? I think Led Zeppelin were the band that were the first big arena bands. Candy Store Rock, Mark says, yeah, it's great. That whole record is great. And they did it in 7 days. They recorded that album. If it wasn't 7 days, it was something super quick. Robert Plant was in a wheelchair from a car accident, and Bonzo was a mess, and he barely made it through into the outdoor, and then they had to cancel that whole tour. But that was the tour where John Paul Jones had that giant Yamaha keyboard rig. I don't even know what that was, because Yamaha wasn't a keyboard of choice back then. Everybody was using Rhodes or the CP70 and all that stuff. I don't know what it was, but Easy says, I bet Larissa Liver can play it, or Emmett. For sure. I do love Led Zeppelin, but just every once in a while, I'll just put on headphones, and I won't put on any of their obscure shit. And Led Zeppelin 4, I've heard it too much. Heartbreaker, Live and Love and Made. Isn't that on that? Oh, no, that's not on that record. What's on that record is Stare at Heaven, obviously, is on that record. What else is on that record? Is Rock and Roll on that record? I have to look that up. Shit. Let me see. What's on there? Black Dog. Okay, I never need to hear that again. Battle of Evermore. Okay, that's maybe one of my favorite Led Zeppelin songs. Misty Mountain Hop's good. Going to California. Okay, yeah, that's a great song. Rock and Roll. Don't ever want to hear that again. Stairway to Heaven. Whatever. Four Sticks. Couldn't tell you what that was. Oh, and When the Levee Breaks is on there. Okay, yeah, it's good shit on that record. See, everybody says that Physical Graffiti is their best. I think it's too long. What's the best song on that record? Like, off the top of my head, I can't even pick a song out of there other than like Bron Wire's Stomp. Why that sticks in my head. But what else is on that record that's so unbelievable that everybody loves that? I don't know. I love the Immigrant Song. Easy wants to know my favorite Doors track. Okay, so I went through a crazy Doors phase in my teens in high school. I left a all-boys Catholic school, and I was expelled for various reasons. And I wound up at Jamaica High School, which is a very kind of tough place, but there was like guards at the door with guns and stuff. And I was going through this phase where I was listening to like more like Elvis Costello and stuff. I told you guys about that whole thing. And then I got hit by a thunderbolt by the Doors. And then I grew my hair long. I got a perm. I wanted to be like Jim Morrison. And my favorite album and my favorite song from them is The Soft Parade. I love that album. That's got Touch Me on it. Can you give me sanctuary? I must find a place to hide, a place for me to hide. I love him. My guitar player in Hitman, Jim Bakke, hates the Doors with all of his passion. He fucking hates them. He hates Jim Morrison. I don't know why he hates them. I love them. I think the lyrics are outrageous. Raymond Zarek is a god. I mean, he was playing bass and keyboards at the same time. They did have a guy, Jason Sheff from Chicago's dad, Jerry Sheff, played bass on a couple of their records, but not many. It was mostly done by Raymond Zarek. I love the Doors, but The Soft Parade for me just absolutely. This is the end is amazing. The first record, I like it all. L.A. Woman, I love all those records. Riders on the Storm, it's incredible shit. It's interesting thing, not that you've been there, but the Strange Days album, which I believe is their second record, right? Is like a little alleyway with the midget with the guys, and he's juggling. That alleyway is called Sniffin Court, and it is in Murray Hill in Manhattan, and it was a block away from where I worked at Rio for 20 some odd years. It's a tiny little enclave. Lenny Kravitz has a place in there, and who's the camp Irish gay talk show host? I always forget his name. He's big in he gets like Madonna on the show. He has a house in there too. They're like little carriage houses. They're like little tiny carriage houses, but it's an exclusive little street. You can't get in the street unless you go through a gate. God, it's on the tip of my tongue. Topster says that Jim Morrison is the Navy admiral that orchestrated the fake Gulf of Tonkin bombing to kick off Vietnam War. His dad, I know his dad was a highly decorated military guy, right? Oh yes, you reiterated his dad. Yeah, well, they didn't get along because he was a drug addict and a drinker and whatever was bad. Graham Norton. Yeah, that's the guy I was thinking of. I don't know why I can never remember that guy's name. I passed him once on the street when he had launched an American version of his talk show, and it did not go down well. Meanwhile, everybody watches it now. But like, you watch that show, he can get everybody. I mean, it's that big. I mean, I've seen Tom Cruise on that show. Madonna's been on his show. All the biggest, Angelina Jolie's been on show. I mean, is she big anymore? Does she even make movies? Is Angelina, Custard Pie. That's not a famous song, though, Dean. What's a famous Led Zeppelin song from Physical Graffiti? Is there like a giant song? I'm going to have to Google it. Physical. Okay, let's see what's on here. Boom. Physical Graffiti. Well, can I go to songs? Oh God, it's broken up into sides. Oh, Custard Pie, The Rover, In My Time of Dying. Okay, House of the Holy, Trampled Underfoot. Oh, that's a big song. Oh, Kashmir's on there. Okay, that's, yeah. Brawn Your Hours on there. In the Light, Down by the Seaside, 10 Years Gone. That's okay. The only really big famous song on that record is two: Kashmir and Trampled Underfoot, and that's it. And that's a really long album to only have two really famous songs. I mean, I know the other ones too. Yeah, Kashmir, you said it. Now, Stairway's on 4. Yeah, you like Good Times, Bad Times. So do I. Everybody counts it in wrong. That's why it's hard to do. And so Rock and Roll has got a funny count in too, because John Bonham was a rhythmic god. And, that band was so exceptional. Absolutely. Hey, let's get into some pictures. I don't have that much, so hold on. Hold on a second. Oh, two things I want to do. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride it where I like. Okay. Let's start off with, oh, this is cute, from Bruce. Look at this. Look at how gorgeous that is. Oh, that's lovely, man. What a big, beautiful black cat. It's a big black cat, though. Holy mackerel. That's unbelievable. It's writing a little response. Wow. Thank you so much for that. Is this a relatively new picture? I love it. Blow it up. The kid and the cat. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Oops, shit. Don't want to do that. I hate when I do that. Sorry about that. Upvote, everyone. It's free and it only takes a moment, says Andrew Wolkowicz. And let's give you a gong. Bang a gong. Get it on. Oh, here comes the llamas from Gene McKenzie. Let's have a look. Oh, my friend Steve loves llamas. Oh, how cute are they? Oh my God. And that, now you wonder why llama, like wool, what do you call them? Their pelt, their fur. What do you call it? Is it fur? Or is it, what do you call that? Huh. Beautiful though. Let's get the next one. Oh, it's a white one. Oh. Oh. That's beautiful. Well, there's a fourth picture, but it won't open up. So I don't know what it is. Sorry for the delay. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Andrew. Let me go to the next one. Yeah, send me pictures because I don't have that many tonight. Vasilios Casio Fun. Is that a Casio? Come on. Let's blow that up. Let's blow that bitch up. It is a Casio. Disguised. Look at that. Look at that. Nestled in your little man forest. Look, that's a great looking watch for a Casio. Wow. It looks like, from far away, you'd think that was Cartier. Because obviously that's where they got the design. Nice twill on the couch. Look at that on the NATO. What did that go? Oh, it's built for a NATO. Look at that. Interosmont. Look at that. Thank you, Vasilios. Loving that. That's a Casio, huh? I'm shocked. Oh, yeah. Here's a car that'll knock your socks out. The girl with the wrench. The incredible Carolyn Martin has this vintage. It was a small picture. I can't blow this up. Come on. Oh, there I can. I don't even have any idea what that is. You probably said what it is, right? That is so cool. Look, it looks like something the Queen would, she'd put her barber outfit on, get in that truck, and go out to bag a what do you call this? Bag a stag. Look at that. Unbelievable. Thank you for that. What is it? He says your green machine. What is that exactly, Carolyn Martin? Steve McDonald's got a pair. You got some pair on you, Steve McDonald. That's all I have to say. Oh yeah, look at this. It's Omega 2. Beautiful. DeVille and the Seamaster 300. Look at that. The watch that started a revolution. Everybody wants it. That's a very cool. Look at the bezel on that, on the DeVille. DeVilles are so elegant. They're one of my favorites in terms of dress watches, and you can get them for a song. Look at it. So next to on this big manly wrist, and you can tell he's got a big manly wrist because that Seamaster looks kind of small on him. But look at that. Well, paired with a beautiful cuff and a beautiful suit, I think it would be fantastic. Thank you so much for that. What else we got? We got a bunch. Oh, Melly C. We can always count on peanuts with Melly C. Always. Here is the Charlie Brown Timex. I love it. Look at that. Oh, that's so cute in his hands. Oh, get out of here. It's like one of those Indiglos. I think I love these, man. I got to go look into these. These are probably all limited edition. Oh, kitty cats. Oh, is there anything cuter when your kitty cats are sleeping? Look at that. You know what? Because they're comfortable. They know they're loved. They know they're warm. They know they're fed, and they can trust you. That's beautiful. Thank you, Melly C, for that. I'm missing some stuff. Okay. Just Meriton with an IWC. We don't get a lot of IWC on the show, but isn't it great to see an IWC? This is, yeah. That's great. That's the Mark 16 Automatique. That's a great looking watch. This is what Zinn kind of steals, right? Zinn tries to copy this look because that probably loomed up looks like a muffa. I love that. Look at that. International Watch in Schaffenhausen, Switzerland. Look at that. That is beautiful. I love that pouch. Cooler than you know what. Cooler than you know what. Here's Vasilios again with a Seiko 5. Great looking watch. I'm loving my new Seiko. Thank you, Tipster. Okay. Oh, yeah. I love I have the same color thing too. It's in different languages on mine. I'll have to discuss that at a later date, but it's a great looking watch. The Seiko, man, their dials are just outrageous. They really know how to make dials. Look at that. I love it. My Saturday is blue. My Sunday is red, but there's also like 2 other languages in there. I couldn't figure out. Is it French? It's not Japanese. That's for sure. That'd be crazy. Do they have like special little characters or numbers the same over there? That's a very stupid question, but I don't know. So when you don't know, it's better to ask, right? There's more llamas. Hold on, Dean McKenzie. Hold on. Let me make sure I got the right ones. Oh, no. Okay, it was two of the same. Want to make sure I didn't mess that up. Uh-oh, spaghetti-o. Wait till you see this, kids. Rocking his vermilion. Look at that. Oh, wow. Look at that. Is there more than one? Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that. Look at all the swag. It's a smart looking watch, right? I just saw the quartz today. They were gorgeous. I hadn't seen them yet. The quartz are beautiful as well. They have the lion on them. Oh, man. Does that suit you or what? The vermilion is beautiful. Look at that. Oh, it's great. Oh, I think Ashini's going to be so chuffed when he sees this on the show. Look at that. Oh, man, it suits you like there's no tomorrow. Wow. Holy crap, does that suit you? Look at that. Al Benedetti. Holy mackerel, that looks incredible. Oh, by the way, Carolyn Martin says it's a 54 Willie. I don't know what that means. I guess that's the maker of your car. I guess that's what it is, right? That's all the pictures I have. All right. Well, tomorrow you send me more pictures. Let's see the new comments before we bid so long farewell, Frida saying goodbye. Yeah, the innocence of the child. Right before he steals that child's breath, that was the kid and the cat. No, that's a terrible thing. Cats love children and they're very kind. You call it fleece. Is that right? Okay, llama is fleece. Oh, how interesting. Same as alpacas. Dave says Fernando Llama was his favorite. Mohair. I don't know. That's a great question, I don't know. We're mohair. Mohair. I should know this, right? Because I do watch Fashion Police. No, it's from a goat. It's from the Angora. It's the same as Angora. Did you get pictures of my new Rolex GMT Guinness with a perfectly aligned crown? Did I? Hold on. Sometimes this Gmail thing, let me get it. Give me a second. How could I have not done that? I don't see it. Hold on. So long, farewell, a free. Oh, yes, I got him. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that Tobster, everybody's favorite right-wing Republican pundit, he got the call from the AD. What did he get? Oh my goodness gracious. He got the Guinness. Look at that thing. Jesus Christ. That is absolutely superior, my friend. Look at that. Yeah, and we were talking about the crown, like, okay, for example, you're not going to be able to see it on my camera. I don't know why, but I'll do it anyway. You can't see it. Anyway, my coronet, when you twist the crown, oh God, when it faces straight up, his is as it should be. Now, is that something that you would think Rolex would fix before it left the shop? They're supposed to be straight up like that, right? Mine faces completely to the 3 o'clock when I've screwed down the crown. Does anybody else have those issues with their crown not aligning correctly? I mean, what is correct? That looks correct to me, precise. And you think a company like Rolex would make sure that they, what do they use? Loctite? I don't even know what they used to do, because the crown on my Speedy is a little loose. I can't go backwards. It'll come off. So I have to bring that to Omega and have them sort that out. But look at that. It is gorgeous. Congratulations, man. We are so excited that you got that. It's incredible. Scotty H, Lord H, I PayPal'd and emailed you a little note. Oh. You know what you get? You get the giant one because see, you guys gonna run with that one, the big package, the giant one. Yeah, it's terrible. You're all in the gutter. You're all in the gutter. Thank you, Scotty H. You emailed me a little note. Okay, let me go look. Let me boot up the email. Lord H. Forever here now, known as Lord H. As I closed out the mail because nobody was sending me more pictures. Oh, Lord H. I'll have to look for it after the show, but I don't see it here. Did you send it to? Hold on. As you know, dear friends, this is where you send all of your beautiful pictures of, it could be your wife, your lover, your students, your dog, your cat, your mailbox, basherdirk@gmail.com. You share it with me and I share it with the world. And yeah, right. Also yesterday, here's the deal, right? I said I was going to do it yesterday. I said I was going to do it. So this beautiful Mirage watch roll is going to one of you beautiful people tomorrow. And I'm going to do this because they sent me all this. I want you to know that it's www.mirageluxurytravel.com. I am not paid by them. I am not a spokesmodel. I am not. See what I have in this? I have my Speedmaster in there. Doesn't that look nice? This one's mine. But one of you beautiful people will be getting on tomorrow's show. I'll be giving one of these away to one of you beautiful folks because you deserve it. You are the bastards, and you're the best bastards in town. It's the best community in the world. And thank you so much. And if you like the stuff, hey, I don't mind pimping them out because they sent me some nice stuff. It's www.mirageluxurytravel.com. But please send all of your stuff to bashdirk@gmail.com. You send me your pictures and I share with the world because you're worth it. As they say, L'Oreal, you're worth it. Let's finish up the chats before we say good nighty night. You guys all know what the Willie is. I don't know what a Willie is. Is it short for like Wilhelmina or what does it mean? It's a Jeep. It's some kind of Jeep, right? A Toyota Land Cruiser. I don't know. What is it called? I don't know. It's a Toyota Land Cruiser. Is that what it is, Carolyn Martin? Classy. I heard that the Queen once scared a Middle Eastern leader driving herself and him on her property. I believe that. You ever see that episode of Comedians in Cars with Jerry Seinfeld? He goes to the White House and Obama takes him around in his Corvette. I think Joe Biden did it too. Because Democrats generally drive cooler cars. They just kind of do. It's kind of the music too. I don't think Donald Trump knows how to drive. Right? Has anybody ever seen Donald Trump driving? I think he wants to be driven. I think that's how it works. So happy that we got a little bit of Frollo love on the show, the collaboration between Frollo and Oisin O'Malley, and it's doing very well, and people are really loving it. And a Willie made the World War II Jeeps. I love being educated. A Willie's manufactured the original Jeep. Hey, that's great. Willie is a Jeep product. We had Jeeps for years. We had a Cherokee and then a Grand Cherokee. And I think Paul's mom cracked up the first one. And the second one we sold. And now we just have like one of those little Acura SUVs. It's the small one. It's pretty, but I always say the Bull looks like a girl's car. Tobster McDunkey says that the pictures suck. Well, go out and take some great shots. Go do some Oisin O'Malley quality photography. Go outside, get the light to hit it, wait till a gondola passes you by, and then catch it in the middle of the frame. It's all about the lighting. Everybody says congratulations to the Tobster. It's the first perfect crown he's ever had by Rolex. Now, is that a thing? Oh, that's called the Crown Lottery. See, that's a shame. Shouldn't Rolex make sure? I mean, does it really matter? Oh, look, Oisin's here, and he says that's just called a lucky crown. Interesting. I would imagine a company like that would have like a girl or a guy at the end of the line to make sure that that's perfectly lined up before it goes off into Never Never Land. Isn't that weird that all of that engineering and design and like something as silly as that sounds crazy to me? You know, everybody's congratulating you. Chili Badger with 2 pounds. Badger has Milgauss and enjoys your show. Hey, send me a picture. Why don't I have a picture from you? BasherDirk@gmail.com. Send me a picture of your Millie. We want to see it. We want to see the Milgauss, don't we? I think we do. I think we do. And you deserve a gong. I enjoy that you enjoy the show, and I even enjoy more that you've got a Milgauss. I'm wearing mine. It's Wednesday. It's the perfect day for a Milgauss. It's so funny. I think I told you guys that I had taken a link out. It was the biggest mistake of my life because I guess it was just a cold morning, and I took a link out, and like then I was like, it just was so tight on me. And it's like, you know how like when you wear a bracelet, just after 10 minutes, it just gets glued to your skin if it's fitted perfectly. But this is the way Asheen sent it to me with one link out, and it's perfect. So I put it back in. I did use tape. I did use the special tool, and I put tape like I've seen everybody do. You put that piece of tape in the screw, and then you turn it so you don't scratch the screws, etc. And I did a pretty good job. That's about as far as I will go with any kind of watch maintenance. Travis Watts, $5 super sticker. Let's give you. That's a super sticker for Mr. Travis Watts. Thank you so much. Guys, that's my time. It is 6:11 on whatever Wednesdays. Thank you for joining me tonight. As always, you guys are just the best community out there. Send me all of your pictures so I have them for tomorrow at basherdirk@gmail.com. Also, please subscribe to my friend Michaela Deschatillon at Michaela Deschatillon because she's beautiful. She knows everything about watches, and she's my co-host on the show. And for those of you tomorrow, also, can you come watch us on Watch Fashion Please? YouTube.com/@WatchFashionPlease. And I'm spruiking shit now because I feel like just being generous, because why not? www.mirageluxurytravel.com. I will be giving away a beautiful watch roll tomorrow to one of you beautiful bastards because you deserve it, because I think you guys are just the greatest thing that's ever happened. Al Benedetti with $1.99. Al Benedetti, thank you so much. And as always, you guys make the shows. Andrew Wolkowicz, great show. Everyone an inspiration. Let's just be inspirations to people's lives. Let's just do that because people suck. And you know what? We don't. And we know we're better than them because we don't suck, because we look out for one another. And that's important. Dave at 451 says, that makes you a watchmaker, according to Nico. I am a watchmaker. Haven't you seen my I'm making a new collaboration with watches. That's really ridiculous. I don't watch that guy because I couldn't give a shit about him. Because he's a big blowhard and I don't care. Anybody with that kind of malice towards other people has just not on my radar. I'm just not interested. I only associate with great people. All the friends that I have in my life are fucking amazing people, and that's why they're in my life, because I want to be part of their world, and they hopefully want to be part of mine. And that's just the way, like, it seems amazing to me that most of the friends, the real true friends that I've made in my life, I've had them for the longest time. You got to keep the friends that keep you going. It's very important, because without loved ones, without friends, without people who can get in the trenches with you and take a bullet for you, we're nothing. So that's all I got to say. So remember, my dear friends, let me get that off. I got two more things. I'm going to put this up here. Oh, I almost forgot. I don't want to forget my beautiful Patreons. Let's put that on there while that's going. Andrew says, don't ever make someone's life suck unless it's in a fun way. But I'm bum. You're a funny guy. Anyway, long story short, remember to say please and thank you. Remember to hold the door open, and try not to be a dick if you can, because it's not worth it. Unless, of course, that person's a total cunt.